Good morning, Earthlings. How are you today? I'm waiting for astronaut Blackfeather to come back in from her observation outside the space station.
Hello, astronaut Buchanan. How are you today?
I am well, thank you. Hello, and thank you for coming to our Wednesday video. I have a few reminders, and I can't ever remember where I put my reminders, so today I put them on my space helmet.
That's pretty smart thinking.
Yes, I thought so as well. First of all, how did it go for Monday and Tuesday? Did you learn anything about planets? Did you remember how to remember the planets?
Ooh.
My mother,
What?
no, now even I can't remember.
My very.
Very excited mother brought, no, not brought,
Just
served
nachos.
us nachos.
Oh, dang it.
So I'm hoping you remember the order of the planets, because apparently astronaut Blackfeather and I, we didn't do so well. Today is Wednesday, and if you look below where the schedule is, one of the activities you can do was the hot dog with the bread wrapped around it. And in your packet we sent these skewers for you. There are also some cupcake liners that go with it. But I want to just mention that at one end of the skewer, it's a little pointy. That's so it can go through the hot dog really well. Be careful with the pointy part, please. Don't stick anybody with it, and don't stick yourself with it. So be safe. Now,
You also had a cupcake liner in there. Most of you got white ones, and we figured you could decorate those for the 4th
Oh.
of July, like red, white, and blue. That would be
you
fun.
could. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me, Astronaut Blackfeather.
You're welcome, astronaut Buchanan.
You're welcome. Now, I'm also going to backtrack two things. Astronaut Blackfeather and I, we couldn't remember what NASA stood for. Guess what? On my other sticky note, I wrote it down. So the N part stands for national. The first A is aeronautics. That's a very long word. And then the S stands for space, and the other A stands for administration. National Aeronautics Space Administration.
I wonder what aeronautics means.
Maybe that's something you could look up.
I think
It's
that
kind of a tricky word to spell because it's got some vowels in there that you wouldn't think are in there, but they are. Now here's the other thing. Let me put that right back there so I don't forget about it. I told you Galileo invented the telescope. That's not exactly true. Galileo was the first person who used a telescope to look up to the heavens and make observations. That means he looked at stuff and then write it down. He recorded what he saw. He was the first person to do that. Because after we did our video on Monday, I was thinking, now wait a second, what about those magi, the wise guys, who followed the star? I don't know if they had a telescope or not, but they looked up at the sky to follow the star to find
baby Jesus.
baby Jesus. So there have been astronomers, people who look up at the heavens for a very, very long time. Glad I wrote that on my note. Now,
Glad you remembered it.
I'm going to put this one up here too. Now I got to get this one back again. To remember what I was going to tell you. You see I've written a lot of things on here. Now I have to figure out what I was going to tell you. Oh, about what we're doing now. Let me put that there so I don't forget it. We have an activity that's in your, I just lost my son. It's in your packet. And it's a paper plate and it will be folded up like this. And then there will be a round circle and a paper clip and some stars. There will be a piece of paper that looks like that. And then there's this clear sheet. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. You might not know what this is. So you're going to make planets that go around the sun. Here's how it's going to look. You're going to open up your paper plate. Pretend the string is not here yet. This is going to be your top where the hole is, and you are going to color your paper plate black. You could use crayons, or
Markers.
if you have paint, you could use paint. However you want to make it black, that's your outer space. Then you have a sun. Color it, both sides. Orange, yellow, I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna color. Make it look like our real sun, so like don't color it purple, but our real colors of our sun. I don't care how you do it. Crayons,
Marker.
paint,
However you want to do it.
however you wanna do it, it's your sun. Then, you have this piece of paper. You're gonna need your squeezers. Yes, yes, I know, you call them scissors, but you squeeze with them, so I call them squeezers. Cut out all of your planets. There they are, in bright living color. Now, here we go with the sheet with the clear stuff. I don't know if you can see this.
I can show you.
Put it up real close. Inside each little square, it's really hard to see, there's a little sticky dot. It's like a solid piece of glue. And you peel it off of the white paper, and you can stick it to the back of one of your planets, and then you can stick your planet on your paper plate space. Last thing, or maybe it won't be the last thing. I don't know, maybe you'll do this first. Put your stars on. Doesn't matter where. This is yours. You're gonna take your paper clip and stick it on the hole of the sun. And then this is the tricky part. It took me a little bit to figure this out. You're gonna stick the paper clip into the other hole.
You might need mommy and daddy's or a bigger brother or sister's help with this part because it's a little tricky with the paper.
It is, and you don't wanna rip the whole part. And that way, then your sun can hang in the middle, and your planets and your stars will be around the outside. I hope it looks awesome when you're finished.
We want to see pictures, so don't forget to post them on
Please.
our Google photo album.
Astronaut Blackfeather and I love looking at your pictures and your videos. Now, the other thing we have, Professor Black, or Astronaut
We
Blackfeather.
have a game board. So each one of you is going to get a game board that you're going to use that you get to create your own rules to. Isn't that exciting?
Woo.
So when people engineer games and put games together, I am pretty sure they did a lot of trial and error with different rules and things that they needed to follow for it. So here's what we have. You will get 2 dice. You will also get 2 playing pieces, a sun and a star, that you can play with a partner. But guess what? The rules are, you need to make up the rules. So, some things that we put on the piece of paper that explained the stuff that you need to do, or the way you need to do this activity, is that it is going to be up to you to make your own rules for this, but you might want to think of things as you start playing your game, because once you start playing your game, you might find out that it's just not working the right way, the way you thought that it was going to work.
Right.
Now, one of the biggest things to do though is, should you just quit if you just want to quit?
Nope.
Nope. I think you and the person that you're playing with have to agree that, oh, these rules aren't working. Let's stop right now and let's try to figure out how to make the rules work. And then you start over again.
And it's okay if your first time rules don't work. That's how things go. And it's okay to try to fix it to make it work better. Maybe it won't even work the second time or the third.
That's true.
You might just have to keep trying to figure it out until you finally figure out how the game should be played.
Right. So, the other thing is that we kind of think that it's a good idea that maybe you don't just change the rules in the middle of the game.
Oh, yeah. That's
Unless
not fair.
you both agree that you want to keep on moving with the game and you both agree that you about a new rule, then you can do it, but you can't just change it on a friend. That's not fair and that's not very nice.
No, it's not.
So you will have your playing pieces in the back of this, your own game board that you get to use.
There are a couple of extra things in your packet, and I think they're actually marked extra activities. I know some of it was a maze where you were in outer space. Do you remember what the other extra activities were?
I Spy.
Oh, there was an I Spy in there.
I Spy.
So in your packet, there will be a couple of extra things that aren't really linked onto the sheet where the schedule is. But if you want to do them, great. And if you don't, that's okay too.
All right, so there will be links below for the activities that we're doing today, just to kind of give you an idea. Actually, specifically for the paper plate one, just to make sure. And then we might have some other links in there too for some other fun things that we're going to do.
Yes.
There's going to be a fun video that we're going to put on there that has something to do with the sun.
Oh, that might be for next week.
Oh,
when we talk
that
about
is
the sun.
next week. Never mind.
Oh,
Forget that.
I don't know if I should have spoiled that. Next week we're talking about the sun. Because the sun's not a planet. And this week we've been talking about planets.
That is true. That is true. So I oopsed on that one. So you get to do that next week.
Next week.
Okay. So anything else we have going on?
I think that's it.
I think that's it for today. So we're excited to see all of your fun activities. You can either take videos or post pictures. We'd love, love, love to be able to see that on our Google Full Steam Ahead Google album that we have. And we're looking forward to seeing you next week too. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Talk
Have
to
a
you
good
soon.
4th